If you want to come across as confident, trustworthy, and magnetic in social situations, there's one simple skill that you really need to master, and that's making decisions. Being indecisive and looking indecisive to other people is probably one of the biggest confidence killers out there. And me personally, I had the biggest problem with this. Have you ever been in a group where nobody can decide what to do, what to eat, which movie to watch, what project direction to take, and the whole vibe just completely dies? Indecision kills momentum. Most people hate the pressure of deciding. They don't want to risk being wrong. So when you step in and you make a clear decision, people feel relieved and they trust you more. All right, quick story from my own personal checkered past. Yeah, years ago, I was out with somebody and I wanted them to enjoy the evening. Okay, it was a date. Now, I thought the best thing to do was to let them choose where we'd eat, at least to make sure that they really were into it, right? So we walk down the street and we see the first restaurant and I say to her, hey, you know what about this one? Do you like that food? And she was like, yeah, maybe. Kind of. And so I said, well, if you're not that keen, let's go to the next one. So we walk down and I'm having a good time and I'm thinking, yeah, this is going well. We're having a nice walk. And we get to the next one. I don't know, it's Spanish or something. And how do you like Spanish food? Do you like this? And she's like, maybe. Looking at me, and I'm like, well, if you're not that keen, let's move on to the next one. So we keep wandering down the street, and if you're smart, you already know how this is going to end. But we get to the restaurant that I thought secretly she would definitely like, just wanting to make sure that she was going to like it. And so I say, hey, have a look at the menu here. And at this point, she just looked at me and just went, Stephan, I'm hungry. I'm going to go to Subway. I thought I was being polite, but really I came across as indecisive. What I thought was considerate actually came across as insecure. I saved a lot of money that day, but... So why is decisiveness attractive, scientifically speaking? Well, psychologists call this the paradox of choice. When we have too many options, our brain freezes, and instead of feeling free, we feel stressed. So this is what happened with her. Now, by making a decision, you're removing the stress for everyone else. It's a bit like a car, I guess. If nobody is touching the wheel, nobody's driving it, the car just drifts and everybody feels unsafe, obviously. But when somebody holds the wheel firmly, suddenly everybody else relaxes. Now, how do you practice decisiveness? Is that even a thing? Can you do that? How do you build this skill? Start small. Next time you're with friends and somebody says, where should we eat? Don't bounce it back. Just say, hey, let's go here. They've got great food. You'll love it. You can prepare for this, for example, by thinking about it beforehand and plan ahead a little bit. And all of a sudden you'll notice that people are very grateful that you came up with something and you had an idea and a thought and an opinion. If you're at work, if a group stalls on a decision, you can be the one to say, okay, let's move forward with option A. And here's why. Of course, it really helps to also be prepared so that you can actually make decisions. So preparation is one of the key themes here. Go through the options and have an opinion, rather being the one always waiting for everybody else to make a decision. Even in casual chats and social situations, instead of over-explaining or waiting for other people, state your opinion clearly. This is my favorite. Here's what I would do. And you will notice that people will start looking at you as somebody that can lead, who brings clarity, who brings momentum. Now, if you are genuinely used to not making decisions and always waiting for other people to make decisions, then this requires a mindset change and it requires some practice. So really do practice in small ways to be decisive. So if I sum this up in a concise takeaway, indecision kills energy. People trust and admire those who make decisions. And, most importantly, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be clear. Confidence isn't about always being right. It's about showing you can handle uncertainty and move forward anyway. And when you do that, people naturally feel more drawn to you, whether it's in friendships, at work, or in any social situations. Now, you and me both know that this is just one aspect of many that will help you to become more socially confident and really develop your self-assurance in situations that are challenging. And life throws a lot of stuff in your way. So to be able to deal with that with authenticity, with self-assurance is so crucial. If you want to really deep dive into that and really develop your self-confidence in social situations or at work. There's a link in the description for you. If you have already done that program and you just want to check out another one of my videos and maybe look at a different aspect to social confidence, check out this video over here.